The rain poured endlessly over the city of Abaddon, its streets glistening beneath dim lamps. In a tall stone house by the edge of the old quarter, Odeon, a 32-year-old man with deep bronze skin, stood by the window. His tall frame leaned forward, shoulders heavy with sorrow. His sharp jawline, once filled with laughter, now carried the weight of silence. His dark brown eyes reflected the storm outside. He lifted his hand to the window. His fingers touched the cool glass just as a drop of rain slid downward. And with that single motion, memories rushed back. Memories of Zuri. Zuri, the woman with glowing caramel skin, almond-shaped eyes the color of midnight, and hair that curled like wild vines after rain. She had been his love, his soul, his undoing. But she had left. No, she had been taken from him by a betrayal too deep to forget. Years before the rain, Zuri had danced in the marketplace of Abaddon. She was 26 then, dressed in flowing Ankara fabric of gold and green, her laughter rising above the drums and chatter. People often paused to look at her, not just for her beauty, but for the strength in her gaze. Odeon had first seen her there. A sculptor by trade, he was drawn to her as though she were the final piece his chisel had been waiting to carve. He remembered how she had smiled at him that day, warm, unafraid, like the sun after a storm. Their love was not quiet. It was fierce, filled with late-night walks along the river and whispered dreams of building a home together. But as with all things beautiful, shadows lurked nearby. It was Kwame, Odeon's childhood friend, who first sowed the seeds of ruin. Kwame envied Odeon, his talent, his love, his life. He whispered lies into Zuri's ears, that Odeon's heart was not hers alone, that he played with the hearts of women across the city. Zuri, stubborn yet tender, tried to deny it. But when Kwame presented a forged letter written in Odeon's style, her heart cracked. Odeon never knew. He only saw her grow distant. He only saw her eyes, once filled with light, dim each passing day. And then, without farewell, she was gone. Back at the window, Odeon's hand trembled. That last drop of rain slid down the glass, and he whispered, "Zuri." In the silence of his heart, he heard her laughter again, the sound echoing in the corners of memory. His sculptor's hands clenched. He had carved many figures in his life, warriors, kings, gods, but never Zuri. He had always said her beauty was too sacred to capture. Now all he wanted was to hold her image, even in stone. But something stirred within him that night. A pull, a sense that their story was not yet over. While Odeon drowned in memory, Zuri walked through the same rain a few streets away. She was older now, 30, her once bright dresses replaced by simple linen robes. Her beauty had not faded, it had deepened, carrying a strength carved from pain. For years she had lived far from Abaddon, wandering across villages, seeking to forget. But memories have sharp edges, and each one cut her whenever she tried to heal. Now she had returned, drawn by something she could not name. As she entered the marketplace, her heart trembled. Every corner held a ghost of Odeon. The next morning, Odeon walked through the bustling streets. He carried a small clay statue under his arm, one he hoped to sell. His eyes scanned the crowd absent-mindedly until they stopped. There she was,
Zuri.
Time slowed. She stood near the spice vendor, her face partly hidden beneath a woven shawl. But he knew her instantly. The curve of her lips, the tilt of her chin. Their eyes met. For a heartbeat, everything was still. The noise of the market faded. The world shrank to two souls staring across years of pain. Zuri's lips parted as if to speak, but she turned and vanished into the crowd. That night, Odeon searched for her. And when he found her at the old well by the outskirts, the air between them burned with unsaid words. "Zuri," he said, his voice breaking. She looked away. "Why now, Odeon? Why after all this time?" "You left without a word." "I left because I believed you had betrayed me." Her voice cracked like thunder. "Kwame showed me your letters, your lies." Odeon's heart froze. Kwame? It all came crashing down. The betrayal, the lies, the years lost. "Zuri," he whispered, stepping closer, "I never wrote such words. My heart, it has only ever been yours." Tears filled her eyes. She wanted to believe him. She had always wanted to. But shadows return when love stirs. Kwame had watched them from afar, his envy never dying. When he saw Zuri back in Abaddon, he knew he had to act. That night, as Odeon walked Zuri home, Kwame blocked their path. His eyes were wild, his smile sharp. So, the sculptor and his lost lover reunite. Kwame sneered. "Do you think you can erase the years I've carved between you?" Odeon's fists tightened. "Kwame, your lies destroyed us. But not again." Kwame lunged forward with a dagger glinting under the moonlight. The storm returned. Thunder cracked as the three stood under the rain. Kwame's dagger slashed, grazing Odeon's arm. Blood mixed with water. Zuri screamed, rushing forward. But Odeon pushed her back. With his sculptor's strength, he caught Kwame's wrist, twisting it until the dagger clattered onto the stones. Years of anger erupted in Odeon's voice. "You stole our time, Kwame. You poisoned her heart. No more." With one final strike, Kwame fell into the mud, defeated, his face twisted in hate. Odeon collapsed to his knees, rain washing the blood from his arm. Zuri knelt beside him, her tears mingling with the storm. By dawn, the storm was gone. Only silence remained. Zuri and Odeon sat side by side in his workshop. He lifted a half-carved stone, his chisel trembling. "I will carve you now, Zuri, not because stone can hold your beauty, but because I must keep you here with me." Zuri placed her hand over his. "You don't need stone. You already kept me here." She touched his chest, over his heart. Odin's eyes filled with tears. As the morning sun broke through the clouds, a final drop of rain slid down the window. They watched it together. Two souls reunited, their silence finally broken. And for the first time in years, Odin smiled.